Hi everybody, I'm back. Everybody, Jeannie Young is back and I'm back with yet another amazing recipe for you all. I'm gonna show you all how to make a shrimp and steak teriyaki. Shrimp and steak teriyaki is on the menu at the Young's house for lunch today, and that's what we're gonna make. Listen here, we're gonna put vegetables with it. It's gonna be amazing. It's easy to make, and listen here, it tastes so good. Here's what you're gonna need to make Jeannie Young style shrimp and steak teriyaki. Okay everyone, let me show you our beautiful ingredients that we have. I have some bok choy here. When I make any type of stir fry, I love to use bok choy. I have washed my bok choy off, okay? Make sure that you wash all of your vegetables off and that your hands are impeccably clean, okay? So right here, never mind my Reese's, never mind my sweet tooth today. But we have some beautiful colossal shrimp, and I just have the shrimp setting in a little bit of sea salt and cold water. And it's already been clean, peeled, and deveined. We have some white rice, and I have sirloin steak strips. That's hard to say. Sirloin steak strips here that we're gonna slice down, okay? And we're gonna marinate that. We have brown sugar, cornstarch, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar. We have a small white onion, a small green, red, and orange bell pepper. Okay? We're going to use Old Bay seasoning on our shrimp. Cracked black pepper. We're going to use some garlic powder. We're going to use some salt. Okay? And right here I have a small whole head of broccoli. And so what I did was, I'm not one of those persons that like to have the stir fry and my broccoli is too crunchy. I like for my broccoli to get cooked with the stir fry. So what I did was I blanched my broccoli for about 7 minutes, and then I took it out of the boiling water. I put it in cold water, a cold water ice bath, so that the color can stay nice, beautiful, and vibrant. Okay, you don't want to cook it so long where it gets dark. And when we put the broccoli in the stir fry, it won't get overcooked. It'll be just perfect. So the first thing that I want to do, you can see that I've already cut up the beautiful veggies there. Let's go ahead and cut up our bok choy. Okay, I just kind of like to go in at an angle, because when I like bok choy, I like the whites and the greens. Okay, so I just cut it this way, in this manner. And I don't feel like I'm going to use all of this. Okay, we're just going to use some of it. Okay, mostly the whites. That right there is good enough for me. Woo-wee! All right, I love bok choy. This right here, it will not get wasted. I'll put that in a salad. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to do is start to slice up our beautiful meat, and I'll show you how to velvet this meat so it can be nice, soft, tender, and juicy. Be right back. So now let's go ahead and cut our sirloin steak tips. All right, you can use any type of steak that you would like to use, okay? Just as long as you cut it against the grain. Okay, so what I mean by against the grain, if the lines are going one way, you slice it going the other way, and it'll be nice and tender. Okay? And also, this velvet that we're going to do for this meat, this marinade is going to make it nice, juicy, and very, very, very tender and velvety. Okay, so we're going to slice this just like so. And we're going to put this right into our bowl here. Now, some of you might find it a little bit easier if you take your beef and you put your beef into the freezer for maybe about 15 minutes. And your beef won't freeze, but what will happen is it'll be so easy to cut down into, okay? If y'all want to do that, that would be just fine. You can slice these, you can chop them, however you would like, okay? We're going to do just that. And then we're going to take some cornstarch. Now you can use cornstarch when you're velveting your meat. You can use cornstarch and baking soda. Today I'm going to use just cornstarch. All right? And then we're going to use some rice wine vinegar, and we're going to use some sugar, and that's what you call velveting your meat. Your meat will always be nice and tender if you do this technique. Trust me when I tell you this. Okay? So then, here's how we're going to do this really quickly. Let me wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, the purpose for washing my hands once again was because anytime you're dealing with any raw meats, you always want to wash your hands because you don't want to transfer bacteria to your spices that you're getting ready to grab. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some sugar, okay? And don't worry and think that this is going to make your meat sweet, because it's not. It's going to give it amazing flavor, all right? And it's going to help with the meat getting nice and tender. Let's put some rice wine vinegar in, just like so. And you don't have to measure it, okay? We're going to put soy sauce, if I can open it. Okay, everyone, so we've put our rice wine vinegar in. We've put some brown sugar. I was able to get the soy sauce open. Put you some in there, just like so. Soy sauce going in, just like so. All right, now you don't have to put salt on this because we're using soy sauce, and you know that soy sauce has salt in it. So then we're going to sprinkle the cornstarch, and I'm just going to go in with my hands, and I want to get this well incorporated, just like so. And we want to let this set. If you have the time to let this set for 25 minutes, that would be awesome. But if not, 10 minutes will do just fine. I'm going to let mine set for 10 minutes. It's going to get nice, soft, and velvety, okay? And you don't have to put this in the refrigerator. Just let it set on the counter to get nice and soft. I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and start seasoning our shrimp. And I'm just going to season one side. Seasoning one side would be just fine because this dish is going to have so much flavor going all through this dish. So that's the garlic powder. We're going to put some cracked black pepper on, just like so. Don't be afraid to season. If you are a person that's afraid to season your meat is going to be unflavorful. Won't have any flavor. Okay, and on the shrimp, I'm going to put just a little dash of the Old Bay. Old Bay makes seafood taste amazing, so we're going to put it on there. Why not? Just like so. Okay, so then let's make our way over to the stove, and we'll get started with our beautiful recipe. Okay, everybody, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and start your water so that you can make your rice. Okay, we're going to do that. And then the second thing that we're going to do is start on our beautiful veggies. And we have the tri-colored bell peppers, the onions, the bok choy, and the broccoli will go in at the last minute. Okay, so now we want to start on the onions and the bell peppers, and you can see that I have a little bit of olive oil in the pan, just enough to coat. Okay, and we want to turn this up onto a medium-high heat so that these veggies can cook fast. But you don't want to cook them too long because you want for these veggies to still have some bite to them. You never want, when you're making stir fry, you never want for your veggies to get mushy, okay? So I'll actually let you know the exact time that these veggies took to cook. Okay, everyone, you can see that our veggies are cooking very fast. That's what we're wanting. Okay? And the onions are already translucent. So translucent is when your onions get nice and clear in color. So we're going to go ahead and take them out and put them right into a plate. Okay? We want that cooking process to stop. See that? That's what you want them to look like, just like so. Now what we're going to do, let's go ahead and take our beautiful beef. We're going to bring it over and start to cook it. If you're making stir fry, you always want to cook at a high temperature. Go ahead and throw your beef right on in there. Okay? I want to separate it just like so. We're going to let this get a nice, beautiful golden brown sear on it. It does not take long for this to cook because we sliced it nice and thin. All right? I do want to put just a little bit more oil, just a little bit of oil in the pan so that I can achieve that beautiful golden brown crust. Beautiful. Just a little bit of it goes a long way. Trust me when I tell you this. All right, once this is done, we're going to do our shrimp next, okay? And then we'll make our way back over to the island so I can show you how to make a very quick and simple teriyaki sauce that's to die for. Now we want to let this meat set and get nice and golden brown. Okay, everyone, while our beef gets a nice beautiful sear onto it, let's make our really quick and simple teriyaki sauce. We're going to use some soy sauce. Me personally, I'm just going to eyeball everything because I know exactly how much that I need. But in the description below, I will put measurements for you all, okay? So don't worry about that. You can use regular vinegar. I like to use rice wine vinegar, or you could use apple cider vinegar, okay? Whichever you choose to use will be just fine. Okay, I'm going to give this a taste, and if I'm happy with the flavor, we'll move on with our beautiful sauce. But this is it. If you have some mirin, you can put that in there as well. And if you wanted to put a little bit of sake in here, you can. Okay, let me give this just a little taste. Let me take another spoon to taste this. Ooh. Woo, we're almost there. A little bit more sugar. Okay, there's your teriyaki. Now, here's what you do from here. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and cornstarch is going to be your thickener. It's going to be what brings this sauce together and turns it into a nice thick gravy. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a different spoon. We're going to put this in and make what you call a cornstarch slurry. And anytime you mix cornstarch with a cold liquid, once it comes up, you know, to a slight boil, it will thicken up for you as if it was a gravy. And this is going to make a nice teriyaki gravy. Now, some of you that don't want to use cornstarch, you don't have to. What you can do is you can bring this teriyaki sauce up to a boil, and you'll have to cook it for a nice amount of time. And what will happen is, over time, it will start to reduce, and it'll get nice and thick on its own if you're that person that says, you know, you don't want to use cornstarch, okay? So I'm just going to mix this well. We're going to make our way back over to the stove and check on our beautiful beef. I had to use the whisk to go in and get all of my cornstarch, you know, the little pieces that didn't get well incorporated. You want to make sure that you mix that up well so you have no lumps. Let's take a peek in at this beef. Oh yeah, see that there? Let me show you. Nice, beautiful, caramelized. That's what you want every piece of beef to look like. And if it doesn't, just turn it back over. Okay, it will finally get there, okay? Now, some of your pieces might not be done all at the same time, but we're not going to take them out until they're all nice, beautiful, and caramelized, just like the one I just showed you. Okay, so I'm going to flip these over, and I'll be right back. Our beef is getting nice, beautiful, and golden brown, and I tell you one thing, I've already tasted 3 pieces, and it is so good. It is so tender and so flavorful. Oh, it's so good. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at this. Ooh-wee. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to take our beef out, and I'm just going to set it on the same plate as we have our beautiful veggies. Okay? And next, what we're going to do is we're getting ready to make our shrimp in the same pan. You don't need to rinse the pan out. You don't need to do anything but cook your shrimp until they turn nice and opaque. Opaque color. Okay, everybody, putting our shrimp in. And when I make shrimp, I always leave the tails on. because I like the tails. I eat the tails. Now some of my family members, they'll just kind of take the tails off. And like I said, you're just going to cook these just for a few minutes until they turn nice and pink, okay, which will not take long at all. I am going to put a little bit of parsley on my shrimp because parsley makes everything beautiful. Is it going to give it any flavor? No, but it is going to make them nice and beautiful in color. There we go. These will be done in just a few minutes, and then we'll take them out and we'll put them with our veggies and our meat. Look at this. I could eat this just like this, right? Ooh-wee. Oh yeah. I'm starting to see a nice beautiful pink color. Let's go ahead and turn our beautiful shrimp just like so. And now there was one ingredient that I put on the shrimp that you all didn't see because I had the video on pause. I did put a little bit of salt on my shrimp. When you have shrimp, you do want to use some salt, okay? Salt will make a difference. Absolutely. Ooh, look at that. That's what you want them to look like. They take no time to cook. One thing that you never want to overcook is shrimp, because if you do, they taste like rubber. We don't want any rubber taste in shrimps, right? So don't cook them too long. All right, just like so. These will be done here in just a second. And then the next thing that we're going to do is start our bok choy and our broccoli. And then once the bok choy and broccoli goes in, everything happens so fast from there. I have my rice going. I just put my rice in. My rice will take 11 minutes to cook. 11 minutes is going to give you that perfect rice when you're using the boil in a bag rice. Those of you that are familiar with me, you know that I absolutely adore the boil in a bag rice. You know, you just kind of boil your water and you salt your water. You throw those bags in, 11 minutes, you have the most perfect rice, nice and fluffy every time. This is just parsley, once again on this side, and then I'll give you guys a close-up of our beautiful shrimp. Look at this. Ooh, that can be on my plate anytime, right? About 3 minutes and we'll take these beautiful shrimp out of the pan. Because remember, once we get everything mixed all in together, everything will cook again. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out right now. I put a little bit of olive oil in our pan, and all this brown at the bottom of the pan, all of that is nice, amazing flavor. Okay, that's flavor from our beef, from our shrimp, all of the seasonings from the marinade of the beef. Okay? You don't want to cook your broccoli or your bok choy very long either. But you do want to cook it up on a high heat. Okay? Because it tastes better. It'll give you that wok flavor. And some of you might say, well, how come you have the wok that you use all the time? How come you're not using it with this recipe? I just didn't want to. Because sometimes when you sear off steak in that wok, it will sometimes stick to the pan. So I decided to use this pan, and I absolutely love to use this pan for my stir fries. Okay? So that's why. But if you want to use your wok, feel free. You're more than welcome to use any type of pan that you'd like to use. At any time, if there's any recipe that I make and there's an ingredient that you all don't like, just omit that ingredient. Don't use it so that you can enjoy the recipe as well. You know, if you're a person that says, I don't really like bell peppers, well, don't use them, okay? And really, it's that simple. Don't use them, and make the recipe how you can enjoy it as well. Okay, now I'll do that a lot with different dishes with my family members, because sometimes there's someone that doesn't like this, or you know, someone does like this, so I just make it so everyone can enjoy it. Okay? So you can see that my bok choy is starting to cook down, and you don't want to overcook it. I cannot stress that enough. Bok choy is amazing. Bok choy is amazing raw. Okay? So now here's what we're going to do. My rice is just about done. You see how the bok choy has wilted some? And we know that we've pre-cooked our broccoli. We're in the position where we can put our shrimp, our beef, and our veggies back into the pan. Any goodness that you may have on this plate, scrape it right on in there, right? This recipe does not get any more simpler. Is that the right word, guys? Simpler. All right, look at this. Look how nice, beautiful, and vibrant, and it's healthy. You know, you feel good when you eat something nice and healthy. You know, you get a bite of steak, you get the shrimp, you get these fresh veggies. It doesn't get any better than this. Feed this to your family members. They will love you for this. Absolutely, they will. Okay, everything is done. What I will like to do is put some cracked black pepper on. And then we're gonna put our teriyaki sauce on. And voila, you have shrimp and steak teriyaki stir fry 101. You all never had this before, you better make you some. You better make you some, because if you don't, honey, you are missing out. You hear me? All right, so let's go ahead, put our teriyaki sauce in right now. And it doesn't have to be a lot. This teriyaki sauce is going to coat all over all of our veggies and our meat. Okay, it's gonna thicken up. It's gonna be amazing. That little bit that's in there, I'm gonna take that out. We want all this goodness to come right on out onto our veggies and our meat. Just like so. Ooh, girl, you are something else in that kitchen. You hear me? Ooh. All right, what I need to do, I need to tend to my rice. I wanna take it out of the pan. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter, a little bit of parsley on my rice. I'm gonna fluff it up. And by the time I'm done with that, our stir fry is done. Shrimp, steak, teriyaki with vegetables. Whoo-wee, listen here, if you all enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time Jeannie Young uploads. Absolutely. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell all of your loved ones what Jeannie Young is doing in this kitchen on a daily basis. Look at this, everybody. It's done. We have a nice, look how thick. Nice, beautiful, thick sauce. Not too thick, but just enough to be able to coat those veggies and that meat. Look at this. I want to show you all something. Look at this. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Girl, you're going to start something up in here. Look at that. Look at it, guys. Oh, yes, my rice is done. Let's go ahead and say a prayer over our beautiful teriyaki stir fry. We're going to dig in. I'm going to let you all know what this tastes like. Lord Jesus, we thank you for today. Lord, I thank you for your love, time, your mercy, and your understanding. Please forgive us for our sins. Thank you for this food, the roof over our head, and the love that you give us daily. Amen. Amen. If I didn't already say amen to my beautiful dish here, look at this. Oh, would you look at that? Girl, beautiful white rice, nice and fluffy. All right, let's make us a plate right now. Look at this, everybody. Look at this. You all asked for it. You wanted a teriyaki dish, even though I already have a chicken teriyaki dish, so I came at you with steak and shrimp teriyaki. There you go. Amen to this. Woo-wee. Let's dive in right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's amazing. All right. First thing I want to do, I want to taste the rice with the gravy. Rice with the gravy. Let's taste that first. Oh, mommy. Mommy. Oh! Calling my daggone name. Ooh, you better make you some. You better make you some. I'm trying. I'm just trying to get a lot of everything on here. I'm being kind of greedy. I want an onion. I want a pepper. I want the rice. I want everything. Get on there. All right, look at this, guys. Taste that right now. Ha! Oh! You can still hear the crunch in those veggies. This meat is like butter. And the shrimp is so tasty. Oh! Doggone it. Oh, give me more. Just like so. That teriyaki sauce is amazing. And as always, God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. Good night. Good night, guys. Woo, that's good.